Go.
One of the luminaries of the theatre is here, Makarand Deshpande, actor, director, writer extraordinaire. Mac, it's so wonderful to see you. This pandemic has been terrible. We have not been able to give each other real hugs. and even I know that, people like Kunal at Prithvi kept it open, then had to shut it, come back. There was limited occupancy. But it must be nice to have a full house again.
Yes, really looking forward. Just to feel that distance jo tha na, I mean that gap is now reduced and we are back. Initially we used to say ki yaar thoda dur baith. Ab kehte thoda paas baith. We need the closeness. And it's just that distance really creates that vacuum which, as a theatre person, we don't want to see anything empty anymore. We just want it to be filled. We don't want to even know that whether this audience likes the play or not. They come together. And I'll tell you the change has happened that the audience now really reacts more than what they used to. That's also interesting. It is because for 2 long years they were reacting to only OTT platforms here at home. I don't know whether they really reacted. They used to only say that, yeah, binge watching. That's all I had heard. And now it is something that, and especially you get up from your bedroom and go to your drawing room and watch a film or something. And then when you get out of your house, stop a rickshaw, get your car out, find parking and all that, and then you reach the theatre, and then you are just reaching, by third bell, and that whole excitement, anxiety, and then you sit in the theatre inside and darkness happens, and then what you see. I think that's a different experience altogether.
You see, it's all about the process. I'll tell you why. Now, during the pandemic, there were people like Shreyas Talpade who were recording plays and putting them online on apps.
Yes, sure.
Nivedita Das's erstwhile husband was also doing that. Subodh, he had also recorded. Lilith was also recording certain plays and this and that. But I didn't feel this excitement that you're talking about. Not getting parking outside Prithvi, having to walk a kilometer, just doing some kind of adda-bazi, even if it's going to the NCPA and having those sandwiches, standing outside Andrews and getting wet in the rain.
Wow.
So you're right. I mean, this is the romance of theatre.
Absolutely. and you really all of a sudden see, Arey, Hrishi bhi aaya hai dekhne. You don't know, you have not called, and all of a sudden you come to know that ki Hrishi और हम लोग कितने पुराने दोस्त हैं और साले आजकल there are some people whom we used to meet only at like cinema halls, like theatre, outside theatres, because that common sharing was obviously, and that is how I feel. In fact, sometimes I go and watch plays only to meet audience, as an audience.
Beautiful. Makarand's play Baladkar, Please Stop It, is set to premiere Saturday and Sunday at Prithvi Theatre. The tickets are at the theatre as well as at Book My Show. There are 2 showings, 6 p.m. as well as 9 p.m. on the 14th, which is Saturday, and 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. on the 15th.
On the 15th, it is 5 and 8.
5 and 8, I beg your pardon. So I stand corrected, 5 and 8 on 15th, Sunday. There is an inherent discomfort even in the title, and that is one of your motives, to create discomfort. Talk about that.
I didn't want to, I could have called easily this play Princess or Rajkumari or Your Beautiful Lady or something like that, and then show the other side of it. And I just felt, no, you have to, if you're making a subject, why are you making a subject? And then if the reason is truthful, then it should reflect in your title also, because that is the first thing which potential audience is going to read. So I thought, let's call it Baladkar. And then the point was, can you call it Baladkar? Because when you read it and who heard it said Baladkar. That happened to me. The second was a phone call from a censor board that can you change the title, because Baladkar meaning you are inviting people to. And so I had to add this line, please stop it. So the title becomes Baladkar, please stop it. It is not only Baladkar. But if I don't keep this title as Baladkar, then I felt I'm doing injustice to the subject, because I'm addressing straight. I mean, it is not about Baladkar. What I mean is it in your mind? Like they say, criminal to is by birth a criminal. You know, somebody people. So is Baladkari by birth Baladkari? Of course not. क्या बलात्कार विकृति है? Is it some kind of a disorder? Or balatkar is a mindset. And can anybody become a balatkari? Can balatkar be done by a sajjan, you know, an innocent, a good, you know, he's a good man. But is he a potential balatkari also? So I'm addressing that. And so I just thought that I need to call it Balatkar. So discomfort from my actors also I got it. Okay, Mac, can you change the title? So do we have to keep the title as Balatkar? So then the question was about, can we keep, then the title becomes that, you know, films are made like Akros, Cheek, whatever, you know. Then can you keep something like Zor Zabardasti or whatever? And I just said, no. You know, I was firm about it. I just did give a thought to it. And then I said, no. Balatkar is Balatkar. Yes, I know it is going to, maybe it will go against me. Okay, audience would say that it's too intense, let's not go. But I think those who know my past and my place, they know that he's not going to address it the way it is. Just, it is much more. It's not just going to be. And so discomfort is actually to invite and create depth, in depth. Because the moment I call it Balatkar, then already audience is ready to come and watch the play. And then I can really take them through the mindset which I want to. Because now they are prepared. I don't need to prepare them by another title, you know. So
yeah, for all of you parents who are listening to this and who are a little worried about your children's exposure to something could be disconcerting, there is a statutory warning. It is only for people above 18 years of age. So children not allowed. So only if you're above 18 will you be allowed into Prithvi Theatre in any case. So parents, you have nothing to worry about. But this is something very important. And what I've always loved about your writing, Makarand, is that you use, even when you do, you know, your social plays, humor is a wonderful route that you take to address certain issues of great gravitas and disturbance. And I'm sure you have weaved, I can't wait to see it when I come over the weekend, how you have weaved humor into what is a very disturbing subject.
humor, I think, is the way to, you know, when a child is angry, what we do to him, we try and do some kind of, you know, that's
It's called Gudgudi.
if you do this to him, he slowly starts coming back. So I feel that's important. I mean, I remember a story where a man was dying and he was asked what was his last wish, and he said, क्या मुझे आप गुदगुदी कर सकते हो? Because on my own I can't laugh, I'm dying. So I just feel you can have subjects which are discomforting but needs to be addressed, and they cannot just remain a news or a breaking news or a documentary or a film made on it and you watch it and you remain a watcher. I feel that needs to come close to you, and theatre is the medium which I feel is at some point audience and the performer, the wall doesn't exist anymore and they become one because the timeline is one. So this is the strongest medium, or the most alive medium, I would say, most penetrating medium, if you say. And meaning I chose this subject to really address this subject, and I firmly believe that you make a film on Baladkar and you see my play, and you will see which penetrates you more. In film, you may be able to show everything, but still I promise you that this will give you more impact, because that's the strength of the medium. And humor, theatre as a craft only is playwriting also in the classical way, where the Sutradhar used to come and he used to first invite, and he used to invite people, the Rajas also, by not making obvious fun, but making fun of Raja जा रहे हैं. So he's that big. It never ends. So you are doing that with the ba 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 bala. So when you are saying that word, you are already trying to ease out audience, and the ease out audience is through humor. And you know your own reaction in most difficult times is humorous. Hilarious, not humorous. And then somebody tells you, how can you behave like this? But what, I didn't know what to do. So I didn't know what to do. So I become stupid. And that's the truth. And that's where the humor comes in. Whenever you know, humor is created, as everybody knows, that you ridicule somebody.
Yeah.
You know, look down upon, and humor is there. But when you look down upon yourself because you don't know anything, it is humor. When a parent says कि तुम नाटक नहीं देखोगे, and he says why? Because तुम नहीं समझोगे. Why will I not understand Baladkar? So what is he going to say? Because you have not experienced. तो क्या लड़का क्या बोलेगा? तो क्या मैं एक्सपीरियंस लेके देखूं नाटक? So now the point is, humor is not jokes, first of all. When you crack jokes, or you have gags designed to create humor, that's where I think maybe, but a reaction to a discomfort can be humorous. That's what the humor is going to be in this play.
I understand. Talk to me about the cast. Talk to me about your regular production crew. Who's on lights, who's done costumes, who's backstage, as well as the fine actors we can see.
Lights is this young guy who's been with me for last now, I think, almost 7-8 years, and Amok Phadke. So he's a young guy. Now he's become a designer. In fact, recently did something for railways and lit up the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, and wonderful. And he's doing the lights again. And then music has been my core. This Shailendra Barve is outstanding. I always call him my Hans Zimmer because he really understands the sound. I did this play called Ram, and just Ram, the way he designed it, I mean, it just sets the mood. So he's doing music, and I have actors, actors I have around 12 characters. So of course I have senior actors like Nivedita Bhattacharya is there, and then I have Ninad, who's been the Shakespeare played in Epic God. But then I have this, nowadays I have a new set of actors, and the best part about them is, like, they're dancers, they're actors, singers. Like Akanksha Gadi can dance, sing, act. Then Purva is also can dance, act. So this time I'm really looking forward for now you'd say Baladkar mein ye sab kya ho raha hai, but when actors are more than actors, it helps because then they have the rhythm in their body, and they're nice because music is there, so the vocal cords. And Balatkar jaisa subject doesn't become too, what do you call it, too harsh. It becomes far more poetic. Now you'll say, why shouldn't Balatkar be poetic? But I think when you make it poetic, is what I mean by poetic is when you want to say larger things and not the obvious thing, it becomes poem.
You know, it's crazy. I look at your incredible body of work. There are so many actors over the sands of time who have acted in Makarand Deshpande plays. Like, since you mentioned Nivedita, it just suddenly came into my head. So K.K. Menon was here for an interview for Special Ops. And he said, you know, journalists keep asking me, you know, which is your own favorite role in this? He said, I'll turn the tables. You tell me. He asked me, which is your favorite K.K. Menon role? And he said, I told him, you know what? Years ago, I saw a Tagore play in which Sanjana was acting.
Wow.
And you were acting in Prithvi, and I was in the front row. And I remember saying, this fellow's done such a fabulous job. Do you even remember that play? I mean, it was a Tagore play, wasn't it?
Yes, wow.
Was it Chitra? Was it
Chitra?
And he said, wow, you remember that? I said, yeah. I said, it was Mac's play. And I remember even coming backstage and meeting you and Mac and saying such vibrant things. So, and then he said, yes. He said, you know, to me, even today, you ask me, my roles in theatre stand out. So it's wonderful that you're talking about a new breed of actors who are all-rounders, you know, because who knows, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they will remember a Makarand Deshpande play that they did, because OTT makes overnight sensations.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. And just since we're on the subject of OTT, Madhuri Dixit and me were having a conversation. And I told her, I said, you know, the hut scenes in the Fame game are very interesting, because Makarand Deshpande and you have this incredible tension in those hut scenes. And she said, I had a wonderful time with Makarand. You know, it was a short time, but I really enjoyed, you know, speaking with him, doing those scenes with him, conversing with him. He's a very vibrant character, so you should know.
Thanks a lot.
But the most beautiful woman in the world thinks
wonderful.
So my logical question is that, how, you know, theatre is your vajood, is your basis, I know that. But with the advent of OTT, you must be getting so many acting offers. Do you have a great manager who curtails how much work you're going to do outside of the theatre so that you can keep coming back to theatre? How do you manage your work?
I just plainly, that's what I used to do before even the mobiles were there, that whenever I used to write play, उसके बाद फिर काम नहीं होता था. आज भी अभी ये बलात्कार लिखा, अब 1 महीने से कोई काम नहीं. So नाटक बनाओ, वो आप करना चाहते हो वो करो. And I feel that's only my success has been that when I जो करना चाहता हूँ उसके लिए टाइम निकाल सकता हूँ. और क्योंकि ये it's not about a play, you know, it's about कि मैं कुछ जीते जीते जो कहना चाहता हूँ, what I have learned, or the questions which have been there or which you keep reading about and you've been hassled in life, and you are getting now some material which you have written out of your own thinking, your own you know, not research but understanding of the subject, and now you want to put it out there, then you should give time. There cannot be more requirement of attention than anything else. Your bank balance cannot be important than this, because this is life. And so so that's how I do it, you know. I just tell, no, this is not possible. Now this time is not possible. So my shoot may start from 16th, not 15th. 16th.
Mac, we are facing a slight crisis of talent in radio. I mean, when kids walk through the door, I ask them, I said, why are you here? And more often than not, I get the answer saying they're using radio as a stepping stone to become Barkhadat or Arnab Goswami or Rajdeep Sardesai. Or they want to use it as a stepping stone on their CV to give auditions in Aram Nagar and do that. I have no problem with that, because everything has to be a stepping stone to something. But then, back in the day, there were a few people who did radio for the sake of radio,
Yes.
because of their love and passion for radio. And if other things came along, they picked and choose. Are you facing that crisis in the theatre? Are kids coming to you saying, "Oh, I want to do this play, but then ultimately I want to be Ranveer Singh or Shah Rukh Khan"? Or are they dedicated to the theatre? And an intuitive person like you must immediately know who is here for the theatre and who is here for the stepping stone.
Yes. See, mostly it is that. I get this from even television actors. They call me and they say that we want to work with you. And I've got these 2 months off. And then, before shifting from one show to the other, I can understand them. See, now I understand people that everybody who comes to Mumbai is definitely want to be part of celluloid or whatever it is. They want to, because somewhere Mumbai is an expensive city. If you want to, you're living, you have to earn money. And acting, I feel by far is the most overpaid profession. Lucrative. I feel anybody, actors may dislike it, what I'm saying, but any lesser paid actor is still, I feel, overpaid. And because talent, you can say your talent and your whatever, but still the physical working hours, and it's still you're really overpaid, man. So acting, everybody wants to be an actor, which is fair. And what they feel that they've been told, I mean, see, mostly it's not even that they want to do theatre. They've been told that theatre ke actor hote hain na, first do theatre. That is why they come. It's not that they want to learn also. They feel, now one is good that somebody says it is a stepping stone. I can still understand. But mostly people come because they've heard that if you do theatre, it's good that people then feel that, और कुछ ना कुछ तुमको मिल जाएगा. And वो मकरंद देशपांडे, वो उसके साथ रहो मुंबई. But I have seen this since 93, because I used to do so many platform performances, that people used to say that Mumbai, if you want to do theatre, go and meet him. So I do meet people, and I don't feel bad anymore, because I feel they're right. And what is the test? Test is time. I welcome everybody. There are no fees. People can meet me anytime. If they can find my number, if they can find my rehearsal space, anybody and everybody is always welcome. So the number of actors on stage and number of people sitting are the same. You can count them. There are 20 people sitting just like this. And I don't say anything. Anybody can come. But then I come to know that every day I'm coming, how many of them can come? I am still not holding that against them, because I feel they should work. They should earn money. Then somebody you come to know that, no, this man wants to correct his acting. This man wants to do good. And then you start seeing that. I just met this young Gujarati actor. And then there is Sahil, who used to do backstage for so long. And again, he didn't. But then he got his chance. This one actor called Vikram, who's been doing backstage with me for 10 years.
Wow.
And now he's got a role which is really a sizable role. And he's not leaving anything, and still he's doing backstage. I said, now you're, just let it be. He said, but I know the go down more than anybody else. I said, relax. Now somebody else will do it. Now you concentrate. But then there are some people, you see, they are there. And the moment they are there, see, eventually test is always time. If you are really something inside you for love of theatre, understanding the medium, then you will remain there.
Baladkar, please stop it. Written, directed by Makarand Deshpande. Saturday 14th at Prithvi, 6 and 9 p.m. Sunday 15th at Prithvi, 5 and 8 p.m. Tickets are at Book My Show and at the Prithvi box office. Please come. Theatre needs your support, and well, this is the man who's the ambassador of theatre in this country. Thank you for your time, Mac.
Thanks, Hrishi. Wonderful.